Sanibonani, igama lami uThembi Buthelezi, Queen bringer of good hope. I'm still bringing the good hope. Slowly but surely. Working through my own grief. Towards the last stage of it. We're gonna do this grief thing. And when this girl's ready to come out of the jungle, which is now pretty soon, we're gonna do this day in and day out. Yeah. So it's kind of like the last day of Depression Awareness Month and all of these things. Depression Awareness Month and all of these things. I don't follow media calendars. It's just not my thing. I live on a different timeline. I've always lived on a different timeline. They call it neurodivergent. They call it all sorts of these names. What is it? Autistic. They call. I don't know. I don't label myself. I'm just a spiritual being having a spiritual experience in a human body. And I know what my purpose is here on planet Earth to just damn call on justice. Call on justice. Call on justice. So, yesterday, if you haven't watched that video, please watch it here. I talked about anger. Looking into your ancestral trauma, looking into your ancestral patterns. What is that thing that can completely just damn destroy you? It can knock you out. It knock you out. If you don't actually know what that is, what is running you, and you don't know what can destroy you, you don't know yourself. You're in for a rude awakening. Honestly, just a rude awakening. You're in for a rude awakening. It's been kind of like 2 months that I've been working on anger. But when I started working on anger and going deeper into my ancestral patterns, well, it was really the grief. But then the grief led to this idea of anger. And then when I looked at my ancestral lineage, paternal and maternal, I realized that there was so much anger flowing through, especially within the men in my family. And I think my dad was the only person that was, okay, he was not a saint. Honestly, he was not. He was pretty messed up. Really messed up. But, I mean, he made it to the end. His brothers shot themselves in the head. Gone. So now that I've been working on grief and was really just seriously going through the grief process. For the family, I chose to come into this life experience to be around, study, and then evolve beyond the levels of consciousness that they live at. And live in a state of wholeness and only wholeness. I'm not interested in anything else. There's no sun. Bona, yo, sengimuhle ke manje. Yeah, wholeness. And just only live in a state of wholeness. I realized that, most of the men in my family died of depression. They weren't drinkers. From my father's side, none of them were alcoholics or partiers. They were deep into the church and business. Business stress. Women. I don't know why they always married these women who are just like takers. Okay, I'm not saying all the women that they married were like this, but I don't know what, I don't know. Hey guys, you have to understand that you are not, yes, there's an idea in consciousness that men are providers and protectors and penetrators. But I think we need to evolve beyond this idea because women are making their own money. And if your woman wants to make her own money, let her make her own money so that she, you can like co-play this thing called life. Don't take on the stress. where you want to be the only provider, it will burn you out. It will destroy you. But for the longest time, as women, we protect each other. My mother indoctrinated me into this idea that no, you protect your siblings at all costs. You protect your siblings at all costs. Even my dad indoctrinated me into this idea that you protect your sibling at all costs because women are being abused. Yes, women are being abused, but a woman who is evil and a woman who is criminal and who's involved in criminal activities must be exposed. Because there are so many men that have committed suicide because of online gambling. And as women, we don't hold each other accountable. We want to hold the men accountable. You see, I'm an equal opportunity offender. We hold the men accountable. These men are trash. These men are trash. These men are trash. These men are dying. These men are dying. These men are committing suicide. If we are living in a world where there are no men, because these men have committed suicide, who's going to raise these children? We're going to have a bunch of weak-ass children. This is why there's so many weak children here on planet Earth, because these children are growing up without fathers. No matter what kind of relationship I had with my dad, I grew up with a father. He used to punch me out. Oh, yes. Discipline. Discipline. If there are children that are growing up without discipline, they become like Busi Buthelezi, just running around the world creating havoc here on planet Earth. No discipline. No discipline. And then the mothers want to protect these children that are like this. No, 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 no. No. Woman, we cannot keep protecting bad behavior. We cannot keep protecting bad behavior. These men are committing suicide. You are responsible if your man commits suicide because you have put so much pressure on that man, or you have lied, or you have hurt that man and that man. Because some of these men are not strong enough because they grew up without fathers. They grew up without fathers. And what I've noticed, just looking at my own family and the men in my family, is that the more money they made, the harder they fell, the more their mental health problems were. Can you imagine just the uncle just taking a gun and just shooting themselves in the head? I had a dream. My uncle came in through a dream. And that's how I remembered this. This was like, I don't know, 18, 19 months ago. And I just decided to just not deal with it because it was just too painful to deal with. But I remember the age I was at. I remember how dark that room looked and how my dad never was the same after his brother committed suicide. It just went into just darkness. So as women, we need to take responsibility and realize that if we're not supporting these men are going to continue to commit suicide. But these men are trash, girl. It has nothing to do with us. These men are trash. You're going to literally raise children who are weak. Men are needed here on planet Earth. Good men are needed. I will never stop saying this. I am not the kind of woman who's like, these men are trash. Let's leave these men alone, girl. Let's get together, girl. And let's put on our makeup and go to... No, I am not that kind of girl. I've never been that kind of girl. I love men. I love men very much. I love men. Actually, I prefer to be around men. I do. So, yeah. We need to have these conversations, women. I know it's shameful for men to say I have mental health problems. It's shameful. I used to speak to my dad about these things of his mental health. But I used to tell him maybe that was the problem. You can't tell a Zulu man anything. I used to try to have discussions with him. He wouldn't listen to me. I say, okay, well, you'll see what's going to happen. This is what I said to my dad. I said, okay, you'll see what's going to happen. He died a very sad man. Very, very sad man, filled with depressions and a lot of grief. A lot of grief. You can't get away from this idea of mental health, guys. You gotta learn that mental health is just a normal part of being human. It is a human experience to say, I don't feel well. And most of the time, guys have this human experience of mental health and depression, especially depression. Men are more prone to depression when they have lost a relationship, it's relationship and money, sex and money. Sex, money equals power for a man. Sex, money equals power for a man. First chakra problems. Yes. Sex and money equals power for a man. So if you have lost a relationship, most men don't know how to deal with heartbreak. How do you know how to deal with heartbreak? If your mother didn't teach you how to deal with these things herself, how do you know how to deal with this stuff? These are most of the conversations I've had with men. It's sex, money, and power. Sex, money, and power. And then the rage. Because you don't know how to deal with heartbreak. You don't know how to deal with loss. This is why I'm so grateful that I went through the experience that I went through, and I learned the art of impermanence. It comes, it goes. Even if my experience was kind of like orchestrated. And I'm grateful for it, that it was orchestrated that way. Because now I just call on justice. That's why they're calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning with their mental health troubles. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. You want to do witchcraft in me? So be it. Return back to sender. This is why I tell you, I walk with Sekhmet. I am not here as just an ordinary human being here on planet Earth who you can just play around with and then say, I'm sorry. Okay? I am a war goddess. So don't come to me with this rubbish. So, if your mother didn't teach you how to work through your money problems, your mother didn't teach you how to work through your heartbreak problems, your mother didn't teach you how to handle depression because she didn't know how to handle depression herself, well, you've got a problem. And a lot of men are ashamed of talking about mental health issues. There is no shame in talking about mental health issues. What's the shame about talking about mental health issues? What is the shame? Tell me, guys, what is the shame? What is the shame? Anger. Anger will get you. Anger is a result of I don't have. It's a state of lack. Why would you be angry if you live in wholeness consciousness? I am whole. I can start again. I am whole. I can build again. The sun rises and sets. Tomorrow is a new day. I can start again. But your mothers don't even have this wisdom because they're busy out in the streets. If you have a young millennial mother or a Gen X mother who is not really clued into these realms of the spirit, this is why these young boys are committing suicide. Oh yes, 30-year-olds committing suicide. They're busy running after these girls who are messed up in the mind. Garbages for women. Truly, this is why I was watching a show on South African TV. And this little boy, I think he was 21 years old. He says, Ngizozibulala. I love you so much. I love you. I really love you. I'm going to kill myself. If you don't love me, I swear to you. I swear I'm going to kill myself. I said, what the freak? You're 21 years old? And you're already going to kill yourself. And this girl was like, he says this all the time. Listen, I will help you kill yourself. This is real South Africans, okay? South Africans will tell you, I will help you kill yourself. How about you do it now? I will help you. When I heard that, I was like, you can say that? I will help you kill yourself. Yeah, this girl, I think this couple was 21 years old. Maybe I'll find the video and put it up. This little boy kept saying, I will kill myself if you don't love me. I will kill myself. And this girl was like, he says this all the time. I'll help you kill yourself. Go on, die. I said, my goodness. There's a lot of these uninitiated young men running around. They are weak, these men. They are weak because they are growing up without fathers. And without strong mothers who are going to be like, hey. But you know what my dad said to me once? He said, no man wants a woman who yells. Why? Because his mother used to yell at him. They want me to talk softly, softly to them. You pay me a lot of money, I talk you softly, softly to you. You don't pay me, I'll rent. No. But yeah, South African women are like, yeah, I'll help you kill yourself. That's why I think my sister, my own sibling, was like, yeah, let me kill my own sibling. It's not a big deal. These are the things. These women will kill you guys. These women will kill you. They will kill you. They will kill you. Some of these women are so deep into the Luciferian agenda. They are so deep into the material world. They are so deep in this stuff. You are just a stepping stone to what they want in life, and they don't care. They don't care. And the thing is with women are usually in groups. Men walk solo. Women are usually in groups. And if there is a love hive mind, because inherently as women, we don't feel safe on this planet. So we have been colonized for many, many generations that we need to be in hives to protect each other. If there's one rotten apple who is leading that group, and that rotten apple is telling these women, these men are trash, let's go for these men, just take what you can. We don't think about what it does to men. We don't think about this. Okay, I'm not saying if a man is abusing you or beating you, but why are they? I was thinking about it. Like my dad used to beat because my mother was just sometimes not there. She never wanted to be there. She just wanted to read her Bible and watch soap operas. She didn't want to think. She didn't want to read a book. She didn't want to try. She didn't want to try. So I'm not saying it's right to beat your wife. I'm not saying it's right to beat your children. But like these men get angry eventually. They get angry. So guys, you need to work on your angers because you're going to end up in prison. Because this woman empowerment, yes, it's a thing. Why should we be abused? Why should we be beaten and raped and killed? But we're not asking why are these men doing these things. The thing is when you start working on your truth and you start really healing from the deep, and you have to look at the truth of the truth of the truth. You have to look at both sides. You cannot say, oh, these men are trash only. You've got to look at what am I doing as a woman that contributes to this trashy behavior that this man is doing. I've been looking at that with my dad. And I said, did I provoke him at some point to be kind of wackadoodle? I don't know. I've been looking at that. Maybe in a past lifetime, I provoked him. And this lifetime, I had to sign up to be born into a family where it's just mental crazies. But no, my story is that I chose to be born into a family with evil and truly just mentally unstable human beings because this is my path. So that I can alchemize all of that ugliness and live in a state of wholeness. It's getting hard. Live in a state of wholeness. Understand wholeness. So be conscious, guys. Number one, so let's wrap this off. I went off on a tangent. Number one, let's wrap this off. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm struggling emotionally. I'm struggling psychologically. I'm struggling financially. I am struggling in my relationship. It doesn't make you weak. And if you are with one of these women that you're a weak man, get rid of this trash. Get rid of it. Get rid of this trash. Okay? You are not weak, guys, to say I am struggling. I am struggling. When I've been talking about my mental health issues and my depressions, people are like, you talk about that you're suffering from mental. I'm like, how weak are you that you can't even express that you're suffering? But these are the same people that want to come and tell me about their dumb problems. Or that's why I don't listen anymore. If you're not paying me, I don't care. I don't listen. Not my business, not my problem. Don't care. Not my business, not my problem. Yeah, people are ashamed to talk about their mental health issues. When I talk about my mental health issues, this is when they gossip about me and they laugh. But these are the same people who are trying to call me at 2 o'clock in the morning for help. Oh no, don't give a shit. Don't care. Or these are the same people that want to tell me they troubles and girl, let's go out. No, do not want to go out. I'm working on my own mental health issues. I'm working on becoming even more sovereign and even more whole. It's better for me to be this than just be taking on other people's problems. Unless I choose to, because I am working with someone. Okay, so number one, guys, there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I'm struggling. I'm struggling financially. I am struggling with my mental health issues. I'm struggling in my relationships. There is nothing inherently wrong with this. It's a human experience, and there is nothing wrong. It does not make you a weak man. It does not make you a weak man. Don't let these women tell you that you're weak because you don't know how to. Just watching South African TV has been really healing for me. It's been really healing for me because now I understood what I was dealing with when I was living with my sibling. I understood it. I was like, this is toxic. These women are fucking toxic. Yeah, I got it. Like, I got it. It's a demonic entity that has taken over some of these women. I'm not saying all of the women, but it's a demonic energy. It's a Luciferian agenda that it's infiltrated their minds. I want nothing to do with this. I'm so sorry. Give me the men. I'm no sorry. I experienced that. I lived it. So I can't even imagine what these men are living through in South Africa. If a young guy is saying, I'm going to kill myself by the wound. I really love you. I'm going to kill myself. And this girl's like, but you're not giving me anything. You don't buy me snacks. You don't buy me anything. I said, my God. Honestly, that guy was probably like 21. He was crying out for help. I'm going to kill myself. This girl's like, yeah, and I will help you kill yourself. I don't know. How do you deal with this? How do you even deal with a woman like this? How do you even talk sense into a woman like this? Where a man is, okay, some of these men need to grow some balls, and maybe there should be some men group to help these young men, because there's a lot of uninitiated men just running around them streets looking for a mother, always in the womb, always on the boobs. So yeah, I don't know. You guys need to get together and but usually yeah. So guys, there's nothing wrong with saying I'm struggling emotionally. There's nothing wrong with saying this. There's nothing wrong with first you have to acknowledge that you are there. So number one, there's nothing wrong. Number two, there is nothing wrong with getting help. There is nothing wrong, but the problem is there aren't enough therapists. This is the story. And therapy is really the beginning stages of this, really the beginning stages of it. You've got to then deal with your ancestral stuff where you're like, yo, I have this emotion that runs my family, and this is what gets me hooked out, tripped up with these experiences. And this is why I'm constantly in these sad stories, in these emotional turmoils. It's all emotions. It's all emotions. It's all emotion. We come from love. Okay, some children were not born from love. They were born from rape. But, you know, this universe is tilted more towards love than hate. It is tilted towards more love than hate. That's why we're always trying to run into relationships, because we want love. So the fundamental law of life is love. It's all about love. It's all about love. It's all about love. Yeah, I don't know. My song didn't come out so well. But it's all about love. That's why we're always running around trying to find love, be in love, you know, have babies. It's all about love. It's tilted towards love. So it's okay to say, I'm struggling. It's okay to say, yo, man, I need to go get some damn help. I need to go get some help. But where are you going to get some help? Because there aren't enough therapists. This is a conundrum. This is a conundrum. Teacher Tembi coming out soon, okay? Coming out soon. I just need to work on my last kind of like... Yeah, my uncle committing suicide and watching all of my other cousins and my uncles. And I was just like, this is some fucked up shit, man. This is like real toxic stuff. And it knocked me out for a bit. And I was like, I need to get stronger here. I need to get spiritually stronger before I start going out there into the world. But I'm almost out. Number 3, learn about your emotions. Learn about your emotions. Buy some books on psychology. Watch YouTube videos on psychology instead of how to buy a car, how to trade crypto, how to trade stock market, how to get a girl. These girls are going to mess you up in the head. These are the same ones that are messing you up. Yeah, I need some pickup lines, how to get a lot of girls into bed. You have no idea. Some of these women are using witchcraft on you, and you are in bed with them. Now you're hooked to this woman, and she's a toxic witch, and you don't know why you are in this relationship. You know how many men I've spoken to about these things? I had one guy who was telling me that at 3 o'clock in the morning, this woman would get up and leave the bedroom and go and do things in his living room. He's like, Tembi, I don't know why I'm so addicted to this woman. I love this. This was a grown ass man who was running businesses. It wasn't like some random on the street. No, because these women want you, because they want you to provide for them. So they will use black magic, they will use witchcraft on you, and they'll be like, bind you with spells. Because some of them are just toxic. They're just damn toxic. Toxic. But you must come to Teacher Tembi. I'll tell you how to get out of these things. Call justice on these women. Call justice. If you are an African and you've been binded to these witchcraft spells, call upon Sekhmet. Call upon Sekhmet. Sekhmet. If you're in America, call upon White Buffalo Woman. Call upon White Buffalo Woman. Even as men, you are entitled to call upon these dark goddesses. They will help you. Yeah. Kalima. Call upon Kalima. They will unlock you from these love spells. These women love these love spells. They love these love spells. When you wake up from these love spells, you're like, oh my God, like, why am I married to this? And why am I sleeping with this? But the problem is now you have children with this that has hooked you with a love spell. These women are toxic. But we don't want to talk about this as women. Don't say that about women. Women have been abused for a long time. And these men haven't been abused. Yes. These men are being raped. I spoke about this last year and they said I was crazy. No, now it's coming out. These men are being raped. These men are being raped. Yeah, no, let's not talk about that. Guys, start watching more YouTube videos on psychology. Start watching more YouTube videos on a mindset, not just motivation on building businesses, motivation on getting how many girls in bed. These women they'll show you. But no, we haven't been talking about that because we've been talking about women empowerment. Let's start men empowerment. Let's start men empowerment. How about this? Men empowerment. But patriarchy has been around forever. That's just, okay, patriarchy is patriarchy. There are good men out here. I am married to one. So there are good men out here. Not all men are toxic trash. Maybe you as a woman are toxic trash. Because I've met a lot of toxic trash as women. Just saying. So yeah, guys. Number one, not a problem to talk about your mental health issues. Just say acknowledge and say, yes, I am crazy right now. I'm not doing so well. And if a woman says, I will help you kill yourself, she's not the right woman for you. Get away from this trash. Number two, get help. Get help. There are suicide hotlines. Call the suicide hotlines. Don't sit there and mentate about and plan out how you're going to kill yourself and all of these things. Don't do this. You have something to give in this world. The sun works, okay? The sun works. The sun has purpose. You also have purpose. But there's a lot of weak men, uninitiated men, because they have no fathers. That's why I'm going to go find the fathers. I'm going to go find more fathers. I was raised by a real Zulu man. Gun in one hand, machete in another. No joke. No weakness. No weakness. Okay, number three. Stop watching these videos on how to trade crypto, become a billionaire on Forex, stock market, how to get 1,000 women into bed, red pill. What is it called? Red pill? I don't understand these things. I don't watch these things. I don't even know about Tatum. What's his name? Tate? I don't know what's his name. I didn't know about these things because I don't live in that realm of existence. But these things, get more women, get lots of money and then after that, these women will leave you. And then you're now committing the suicide. You need to come here to Teacher Tembi. We're going to have a real conversation. I don't like to yell. I like to have real conversations. And another thing, there are 4 stages to a man's life adventure. There are 4 stages. I wrote a book about it. It's called Financially Empowered. Go buy the book. It will tell you about the 4 stages. And then you can look at yourself and say, which stage of consciousness am I in? Am I in? Get away from demonic women. Get away from these women with their witchcrafts and they love spells and all of this stuff. Just get away from these women. They'll wreck your life. Okay? I hope that, and if you're a woman and you're offended by this, maybe you are one of these women. And if you're a woman and you're not offended by this, maybe as women, we need to start speaking up about these toxic women. We need to start speaking up about these toxic women because maybe one day you are the kind of woman who will have a son and will meet a toxic woman who will destroy your son's life. Women, let's talk the truths. Sometimes we are fucking toxic. We are toxic. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this video. It was really lovely. I'm going to continue drinking my tea. Bye.